Well, it is official. The former Vice President Mike Pence is running for president. An FEC filing shows he has signed the paperwork to go up against his former boss, Donald Trump, for the Republican vote. And here to tell us more is Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman. Rick, this is going to be an interesting one. The former vice president and the former president. We know the loyalty that's been baked into former President Trump. Who do you think Mike Pence is going to be able to appeal to?
He appeals to evangelicals, which is why Donald Trump wanted him in the first place. That was the coalition Trump put together. The ticked off white working class plus evangelicals is what helped him get elected. But I don't know how far Pence goes beyond that. And he's going to have a tough time, obviously. He's got name recognition, which a lot of other Republican candidates are not going to have. But he's not Donald Trump. And a lot of the analysis so far says that just as in 2016, the more Republicans jump into the race, the more it benefits Donald Trump because Trump, obviously the biggest name in the Republican Party still, he will get his votes, and then the rest of the candidates will split all the other votes. So it almost looks as if the more the better for Trump, and we're going to get more candidates coming this week and perhaps later this year.
Well, Rick, one candidate that we're not going to get, at least for now, it seems like, is JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon. He's saying that he doesn't have any intention to run for president this time around. What do you make just of this announcement and the fact that Dimon is officially out of the race?
Smart move. Even though he's prestigious in the business community, I have trouble thinking of an American political party where he could plausibly win the nomination. I think most people think he would run as a Democrat if he were to run. He has associated himself more with the Democratic Party than the Republicans. But guess what? The Elizabeth Warren faction of the Democratic Party loathes Wall Street. And the idea that, the guy leading the biggest Wall Street bank could just waltz in and somehow get the Democratic nomination, I think is far-fetched, whether he's running against an incumbent such as President Biden or somebody else. He couldn't really make it as a Republican either. And I think Jamie Dimon is smart enough to know this. So he's saving himself some embarrassment, probably along the lines of what Mike Bloomberg faced when he was the, well-known businessman, the rational businessman who was going to come in and save the Democrats from themselves in 2020. And he completely face-planted. So Jamie Dimon doesn't want to do that. I think if he wants anything, he wants to be Treasury Secretary someday. We'll see if he gets it.
Rick, what I find interesting about the story is that it wasn't Jamie Dimon on a personal level, but the bank that felt the need to put out the statement to say he's not running because there have been so many voices on Wall Street urging him to run. What do you think that says about what's out there today and how Wall Street views this upcoming race? I mean, especially on the Republican side.
I think the statement by the bank was a statement by Jamie Dimon. I mean, the two are practically synonymous. He's been there so long, and he's the face of the bank, obviously. I mean, let's remember how that started. He did an interview, I think it was with Bloomberg last week, and somebody just asked him, a fairly straightforward question: do you have any interest in ever running for office? And he answered what I think honestly, and he said, yeah, it has crossed my mind. And then Bill Ackman, the hedge fund guy, put out a tweet basically saying, please run, Jamie, please. And that got a lot of attention, so people jumped on it. So I think there was a little bit of momentum among the Wall Street crowd for Jamie Dimon to run, and I think he just wanted to put that all to rest. And also, by the way, reassure everybody with a stake in JPMorgan that no, he's not going to leave the bank within the next year to run for president. Excuse me. That's a pretty important thing to clarify, since he's really important to the leadership of that bank.
Yeah, even without Jamie Dimon's name, you look at the Republican field, at least, shaping up to be a pretty crowded field already. Rick Newman, as always, thanks so much.